Yo, what up,
Yeah.
world? Evening, world. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Y'all take a seat.
Yep.
We chilling. We chilling. Welcome to another episode of the Contrarian Sports Channel with me, your boy Quis, and I can't forget my co-host, my right hand, Black Sheep G. How you doing tonight? How you doing down there in H Town?
Hey, brother, man. Brother Black G is doing well, man. He's in the building. He's
He
ready to
black.
call the foolery. I mean, he ready.
He
Yeah.
black.
I'm black. I'm black.
Yeah. Usually I would have the basketball game or something on, but today I got WrestleMania on in the background because it streams free on Peacock, and I got Peacock, so I'm like, let me put WrestleMania on just to see what the hell going
Oh,
on because it ain't like it used to be. I don't watch wrestling like that, but
no.
let me see what's going on. Catch up. I see The Rock is back and some familiar faces, but everybody knew. I don't know who was who. So many belts and shit, and it's definitely like kid friendly now. It's kind of corny. It's kind of corny, because
It's
back in
not
the
the
day,
same no more.
it's not the same, man. Back in the day, we had Stone Cold Steve Austin. We couldn't wear Stone Cold Steve Austin shirts in school and shit, cause
Oh yeah,
you
because he
know.
was
Your boy Keith
wild.
Stupid, and I can't forget my co-host. My bad. I had my phone
Echo,
up.
you echoing.
Yeah, my bad. I had my phone up, but yeah, back in the day, they ain't the world sensitive now. They couldn't do half the shit that they did, as far as making fun of, mentally challenged people, old people, sexual. The women ain't as provocative, bra and panties matches ain't a thing anymore.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's a little different, and the superstar finishing moves is corny now. Like this dude Roman Reigns. This dude Roman Reigns is apparently the top dog right now, right? And you had the
Oh,
Stone
he
Cold
is.
Stunner. You had the Stone Cold Stunner,
Okay.
Rock Bottom, the People's Elbow, Undertaker with the choke slams and whatnot. But this dude has a super punch as his finishing move. It's
A
whack as
super
hell,
punch.
man. It's whack as hell. He apparently related to the Rock, so and it's like he was Vince McMahon is no longer involved in WWE, but
Oh no.
because he got a bunch of allegations and shit against him, so he's no longer involved. But this dude was the last dude he was really trying to push onto the fans and whatnot, and it's terrible, bro. He terrible. He just
So what did Vince do? What happened?
a lot of stuff coming out about him and women, soliciting women to wrestlers to get them to come back to WrestleMania, to wrestling and whatnot. Same shit he was doing in front of, like I said, shit he was doing in front of our face back in the day, but now it's a problem, and he's just away from the company right now. I think did Dana is nah, I don't know if Dana White's running it now or what, but
Dana
um,
White?
Dana White, I think he's running it, or either, yeah, I think Dana White is running WWE now. But it's a bunch of board of directors and whatnot, because The Rock is part of it, and some other people. I gotta look it up. Like I said, I ain't been around. I just
I ain't
like
been
to
watching it. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't been watching it, so
yeah
I don't know.
today and yesterday I just been catching up, kind of trying to get an idea of what's going on. But it was something different. The Final Four for the women was on earlier today. They had the championship game at like 3 o'clock, and I thought that was weird. I mean, I know women don't get the viewership that the men do, but to have a championship game at 3 o'clock, like people still getting out of church at 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like that was an odd time, but America's darling, Caitlin Clark, and our Hawkeyes, they
Hold on.
came
What'd you call her?
America's darling. They're princess. They're they're milk and magnesia. She failed
Milk
again
and
to secure a
magnesia.
national championship. Played a tough game, but she just didn't have enough help today. South Carolina, those girls hoop like their bench could be a starting five against anybody else, and they were down early. Like Caitlin Clark and them came out firing. It was like 20-7. But
Uh huh.
once South Carolina settled down, Coach Don Staley got them right. You know, they just couldn't match up with them in the second half. They got that tall girl. I don't know her name, but she was like 6'7". Nobody could rebound with her. And Don Staley and the South Carolina Gamecocks just secured their.
Dang, what?
That's their school mascot, the Gamecocks. It's like a rooster or something like that. I ain't no Diddy or nothing involved in that.
I'm
They're
about to
called the South
I'm about to
Carolina
bring up a lot
Gamecocks.
of. You know what? I'm next before the next live. I'm gonna have a bunch of sounds because this is. You are filthy. You
That's
eat
their.
filthy
That's
up.
the name of the bruh. That's the name of their mascot, the Gamecocks. I cannot make this up.
That's.
South Carolina
I'm not playing on
Gamecocks.
that team. I'm not. I'm dead. It's dead. It's dead.
Either either way, the game tallywhackers, they just won their third their third championship in the last decade or so. They won in 17. They won 2 years ago in 22, and now Dawn Staley adds her third title coaching this year. So congrats to them. Caitlin Clark, a tremendous career, broke all these records this year. She will.
Yeah, man.
She has put. Yeah, I'm gonna give it up to her. I ain't gonna take a number two on her. She's brought a lot of eyes to women's college basketball this year, and she'll probably bring them to the WNBA. Hope it works out for them. She didn't listen to us.
What she didn't do?
She opted to go to the WNBA instead of go with Ice Cube and them in the big three for that 5 mil. So
Dumbass.
um, apparently, apparent
Dumbass.
apparently the reports are saying she's scheduled to make like 500K in the WNBA her first year, which is double what anybody else is currently making. So she's gonna come in making half a mil. So it's a step up. Hopefully, maybe she'll spread that money around to some of the other stars in WNBA. But they ready for her. Some Diana Taurasi has come out saying things. They ready for her. They saying this not college basketball. You come in here and you have to hoop.
I mean, they right though. I mean,
Yeah.
you think just because it's women don't mean that it's not a level of difficulty or a level of competition. The higher you go, high
Hmm.
school is gonna be harder than college. I mean, college is gonna be harder than high school, and then New York. I mean, New York. I'm wild. WNBA gonna be harder than college. So she got to understand that. I mean, so I respect the young ladies. I like it. Honestly, I like it. The little competition. I like the WNBA talking crap. Like, yo, this. Hey, this ain't how it's gonna be. I like
Yeah, I
it.
do.
All that testosterone was coming out. You know.
Yeah, I like it too, man. And not to say Caitlin Clark is perfect. Like she has all these accolades. Her 3 point, her long range shooting is phenomenal. She's Steph Curry esque, if you will, but she needs to develop a mid range, man. Cause she step inside that 3 point line and it's just like a brick squad coming to the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She got to develop that mid range.
Fact.
Great slasher, you know, and she can also facilitate and pass the ball and uh, find other teammates open for easy buckets. But she need to work on that mid range. If I
Yeah.
could give you one piece
You
of
don't want
advice, work on that mid range.
main facts because you don't want to be one dimensional, especially if you go into the higher league, the WNBA. You're gonna have to, you got to jump in your trick bag because as soon as they feel like that, all you can do is just long range. They're gonna
Yeah,
start cutting that off, and then what you
yeah,
gonna do?
yeah. And it's a lot more competition in WNBA because all these girls used to be women's college basketball phenoms and whatnot. So
Hmm.
they're watching her now and like, all right, when she comes, this is what we gonna do. So she'll more than likely go to the Indiana Fever, I believe they have the number one pick. I don't know all the teams in the WNBA, but the Indiana Fever have the number one pick, so they'll more than likely land Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin
Yeah.
Clark will be in Indianapolis. So good, best of luck to her. Like I said. Um, Other news from other quick hits before we get into the topics.
Hmm.
On the men's side, yesterday was the men's Final Four. Purdue ended the Cinderella run of North Carolina State. You know, pretty decent game, but that big dude in Purdue, he was just too much. North Carolina State had a great run. Hopefully, you know they'll keep this momentum up in coming years. I know a lot of the old heads, like my uncle.
Hmm.
He liked North Carolina State because they were coming up in the '80s and early '90s. So a lot of North Carolina State love out here, but they lost to Purdue. And on the other side, uh, it was a more competitive game, I think. But UConn uh, sent Alabama home. Alabama, tremendous 3 point shooting team. They UConn got this big boy too that nobody can do nothing with, and they have these young guards that are just big and athletic. So UConn, who was the favorite to win already, is going against Purdue tomorrow night. I'm gonna be watching that game. I'm gonna be tuned in. But yeah, the college basketball season all around is coming to an end tomorrow night, and we'll see who, if Purdue can get their I think their first national championship ever.
Hmm.
It's their second time in the national championship game, but I think this will be their first national championship if they win. And UConn, who was last year's winner, let's see if they could be the first team to repeat. And I don't know how many years. I don't recall the last time someone repeated as champion in college basketball because it's so competitive, and any given year a team can just come out of nowhere and send you home. So we'll see. It should be a good game. Other than
I'm
that,
looking forward to it. Looking
yeah,
forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too. Um, Another thing I'm looking forward to. Let's start with this first topic, man. We've been talking about them here and there on the episodes, but we gonna talk about your boys down there in Houston, man. My twin CJ Stroud and Two Strand Gang. Um, they they have been very very active this off season, right? The other day it was announced that the Buffalo Bills were trading Pro Bowl wide receiver Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs was traded to the Houston Texans on top of an already, you know, talented offense. They already have two promising receivers in Tank Dell and the other guy, Nico Collins. You
Okay.
add him to the mix, they gonna be problems, bro. You give him C.J. Stroud, another 1,000-yard receiver. Just a couple years ago, Stephon Diggs was leading the league in receiving yards, and he had a little bit of a down year. The chemistry with Josh Allen is off, but coming to the Texans, I'm gonna go down real quick a list of all the offseason acquisitions they've captured. Um, the first one they went and got Joe Mixon from the Cincinnati Bengals, the running back, who's been a top five running back since he's coming in the league. He's coming into his eighth year, but he's still relatively young for a running back. He's like 26, 27. But they
Hmm.
got him in running back now. They ain't have much of a running game.
Bad.
We mentioned Stephon Diggs on the defensive side. They signed Pro Bowl defensive end Daniil Hunter, who spent his
Where?
first huh.
Where was he at last time?
Daniil Hunter has spent his first 8 seasons with the Minnesota Vikings, and
There you
he was
go.
he was the guy that I don't know if you remember. It was like 2017. He broke Aaron Rodgers' collarbone on that,
Yep.
you know, controversial late hit. And but yeah, he's a pretty good defensive end.
Yeah.
29 years of age. They signed him for 2 years, $49 million, and he's going to be put next to Will Anderson, who's already a great pass rusher.
Very
Um,
good.
but they didn't stop there. They got three defensive tackles. Danico Autry coming over from Tennessee Titans. He's a little bit older, 11 years in the league. He's 33 years old, but he's coming off a career high season for sacks with 11 and a half last year. So he'll probably be in like a backup role, a third down role to relieve
Yep.
some of the starters. But that's a decent pickup. Um, they went and got Tim Settle from the
Smart
Jets.
move. Very smart.
Yeah, he was drafted from Virginia Tech. 26 year. No, he's from the Bills. He was drafted. Uh, he's drafted from Virginia Tech, and they got him on a low salary, 2 years, $7 million.
Okay.
They went and got, I can't say his name, Foley Fatusaki. He a black dude. He black. I don't, I don't know why he got a name like that. Must be African or something. But he's coming over from the Jets, and they signed him for 3 years, $30 million.
Yeah.
And lastly, they got two young promising cornerbacks. They went and got Jeff Okuda, who's coming over from the Lions. He started the year with Atlanta, played the first 13 games in Atlanta, but he finished the season with the Lions, who
Smart.
was a game away from the Super Bowl. He's on a 1 year, $6 million contract. Former number 3 pick in 2020, and he's only 25 years of age. And then
Okay.
lastly, they went and got C.J. Henderson. He's 25 years old from Carolina, and he must be promising because they gave him 4 years, $20 million, which isn't the highest paid cornerback money, but that's significant for a free agent that you and I probably haven't heard of. C.J. Henderson coming over from Carolina, who was the worst team in the league last year, so he must have a bright future.
Yeah.
Um, with all that being said, man, I can't wait. I went on when I Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I did my research. Did my research before we got on today. Um, I was on when they got Stephon Diggs. I went online to look at the schedule, but the schedule for the season doesn't come out till June. I'm like, I'm coming down to Houston. I'm gonna
Bruh.
go in the shop before we go in the game. Cop me a jersey, act like I wore it to the game. Maybe try to get on the 50-yard line and get by the bench and whatnot. And I'm gonna come rock with Houston Texans. They gonna be my AFC team. My
Yeah.
Packers on my team. Y'all know my Packers on my team. I ain't team hopping or nothing, but I'm excited to watch the Houston Texans next year.
I'm ready,
So
man. I'm looking forward for you to come down, man. We're gonna have some fun, man. We gotta be able to see them boys, man. They haven't released the schedule yet, have they?
no, they haven't. The schedule comes out
Okay.
June. In June, we know the teams they're playing. They play the Packers, even though I believe they'll play the Packers in the away game at Lambeau Field. But
They maybe you never know, they might get a home joint. You never
hey,
know.
if that's the game, then I'm coming to that game. I'm
Got
I'm
you.
I'm
That's
in
a
there.
must.
Hey,
That's a must.
I'm gonna rock both jerseys. I'm gonna have Jordan Love and CJ Stroud. I'm
How
gonna
you
have
gonna
to.
rock both jerseys, bro?
Hey, I don't want no problems with Houston. I don't
Oh,
want
you
no
gonna have
problem with.
wrong. Just wear the Packers jump, bro. You gonna have problems, but just wear it, bro.
Hey man, I might not wear no jersey because I enjoy watching CJ Stroud that much, and I rooted for him all of last year.
Good God,
I
man. I like that young boy, man.
yeah
I like
he
him doing his
it
thing.
now the not to say he just has an easy path to the AFC Championship or anything like that because you still got Mahomes, you still got Miami to do it with. But as far as that division, I don't see Tennessee doing nothing with them. Atlanta might make some noise. No,
That
it's
ain't
not.
doing nothing.
No, that's not even Atlanta. Is not even that division. I'm sorry, Jacksonville.
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
see Jacksonville doing anything, and the Indianapolis Colts, who have just been ice cold so far in free agency.
Oh,
They damn sure not gonna be able to do nothing with them. So at the least, I think it's safe to say the Houston Texans with this revamped defense that was already showing promise in the playoffs last year,
mhm.
and then this offense which just keeps getting crazy with the names you see on there. I mean, I'm just excited to see what they do. I think CJ Stroud might average like 400 yards per game next year. Because
Exactly.
how can you guard Nico Collins, who's like 6'4", 220 on this side? You got Stephon Diggs, who's who's just a playmaker. He's hard to hit in the open field, and then you got Tank Dell running. God knows he's a speedster. God knows anywhere on the field. And you got Joe Mixon back there, so it's not like you're going to be able to fill the box up and just try to pass rush everybody. So it's looking promising, man. I think the Houston Texans are a sleeper team next year.
Yes, it is.
Damn if I say they won't be able to compete with Patrick Mahomes and the Baltimore Ravens of the world.
So ain't nothing like a light skin showdown.
Hey, light skin showdown. Yeah, we out here. We run the quarterback game. It's a lot of black. Ain't no more Mike Vicks, Cam Newtons, Donovan McNabb, Stephen McNair's RIP. That was my guy. Lamar can learn a thing or two about throwing from some of these light brights, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
The dark skinned motherfuckers can run now. I ain't gonna, you got a little bit of hair and you dark skinned, you probably take off on somebody. But as far as pocket presence and all that,
yeah,
you gotta have a little bit of Brady in your melanin, man. So
yeah. A little bit of Brady in your melanin is crazy.
yeah, man. That's how you get this complexion, man. You just gotta have a little bit of Brady.
It's all
Oh,
good. It's all
oh
good.
man, it's all good. Like I
Yeah,
said, I'm just looking forward to
me
rocking with the
too.
Texans.
It's gonna be a good year, man. I'm glad. I'm ready to see the traffic come down in August. I'm ready to see everything, start up. I already got everything ready. I'm ready to go, hit up a few games. I've been to Texas for a while, but I ain't been to a game. I ain't been here a long time. I ain't been here a year yet. But I've been here. It's time for me to go ahead and go to a game. Hey, my boy Quis can come down. Hey, that'll be the first game I go
Hey,
to, man. If he says there's a game to pick, that'll be the first game I go with. It was him, man. Real
for
talk, bro.
sure.
I'll
You
be
you
there.
said you like 10 minutes from the stadium, ain't it?
10 minutes, man. I'm about 5 blocks away.
Hey man, yeah, that's a hop, skip, and a jump. We down. We
Yeah,
down there.
we
We
in
don't
there,
gotta pay
man.
no Uber fees. We can just get lit
Exactly. We
pregame.
just
Don't
walk to
have to
that joint and
spend.
get
Don't have
shoot.
to
By the time
spend
we
50.
talk and have a conversation, we already there at the gate.
Yeah, man. We have to
Hey,
have to plan ahead, get some good tickets, man, just for the experience. I love Houston.
yeah.
It's like my second home. I only been once, but I call it my second home already. Uh, that's the effect the city has on you. One time is all it takes.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of Houston, before we segue into the next topic,
Uh huh.
the Houston Rockets are officially eliminated from the playoffs. So my Golden State Warriors and Light Skin Nation, we safe. We in there for the play-in tournament. Sad to say, we locked in that number 10 spot. Yes, sir. So whoever in that number 7 spot, just beware. Whoever we get in the first round. In the words of my boy Curry, yeah, nobody want to see us this year.
Oh
Nobody.
my gosh.
I say that bullshitting because we trash, bro. We trash. We lose every other game, but
Pretty
at
much.
least we're not gonna miss the playoffs now. And another thing I wanted to mention, I haven't watched baseball a lot since my grandmother passed in '08. But
Huh.
when she was alive, I would watch baseball, and I was a Houston Astros fan. I followed Houston Astros when they had I don't know if you remember, but they had the Killer Bees. They had
Yep.
Lance Berkman, Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio, Carlos Beltran.
All of them.
Um,
Yep.
but they started off the season kind of rocky. They won the first game against I think they played the Yankees and they won 4-0, but just got landslided by the Texas Rangers. So I don't know. We got to bounce back since all those cheating scandals and whatnot in the World Series a couple years ago. So which was crazy, bro. That was crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like that in baseball when bro was running to home plate and he grabbed the he grabbed the mic in his jersey, and that's what opened up this whole can of worms as far as them cheating to win the World Series. But Houston got a lot going on as far as sports, man.
They got too much going on, if you tell
Too
me.
much
But
going on.
I like
Yeah,
it, man.
too.
I'm ready, man. That's why I like it out here, man. It's just so many teams, so many games you can go to. If you're not a sports fanatic and you here in Houston, man, hey, something wrong with you, bro. Something wrong with you.
For
But
sure.
we
In a
good
city
though,
where it don't get below 60 degrees in the wintertime, man,
man.
I can't be mad at it.
I
I
love it.
can't.
I be out here chilling. It was 82 degrees a day.
Yeah, it's been on
Man,
some bullshit here. It was like it got up to like 60, but it ain't broke yet. And it's like we getting to April, going into May. Something need to change. It was cold as shit last week.
man,
So
that's why I made the change, man. Now we out here, we living the dream, we doing our thing. Now, hey, man, hey, it's a bright future, bro. It's a bright future, man. That's how I'm glad.
for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get into this next topic, man. I'm gonna dissect this very carefully. I'm not gonna
Uh-huh.
go too radical with it. But
About to get real.
as we all saw, there was a rematch in a women's um final. Was it the final four? Yeah, the women's no rematch in the women's Elite Eight of last year's championship game between the LSU Tigers and the aforementioned Caitlin Clark and our Hawkeyes. Uh, Hawkeyes won this year after losing to LSU in the championship last year, and Angel Reese, she just declared for the WNBA draft. Shout out to her. Women have to be in college for 3 years before they go to the draft. They can't be one and done. Like the men, they have to go to college for 3 years. So she and Caitlin Clark both did their 3 years in college, and now both will be going to the WNBA draft. But uh, Angel Reese had an emotional post game conference after the game, and if you can bring that up, let's go ahead, see what she had to say, and then we'll react to it and talk about it a little bit.
Oh man, it's about to get real, man. You know what? I ain't gonna say. I mean, if you want me to say something wild, I will. If not, then I just,
Hey, your opinion is your opinion. I'm not saying. I said I'm going to dissect it carefully. I ain't say that mean you had to dissect it carefully. You might see it a whole different way, and I'm sure I do too in a way. But we just gonna be careful not villainize any our women folks.
man, listen.
She from Baltimore too. You can tell.
She from Baltimore.
Yeah, Angel Reese from Baltimore.
Oh man, let's see what she got to say, bro. Let's see what she got to say.
I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong. Oh my God. Let me see. That was. I've been through so much. I've seen so much.
We
I've
can
been
play it one
attacked
more
so
time.
many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong. Oh my God. Let me see. That was.
All right, you can go ahead and kill that video. Dang, man.
I've been
So,
through.
uh, you already tell what G had going with this, man. Now I understand after um a high stakes game and being on the losing side, there could be a lot of emotion running through you. On top of one, your college career coming to an end, getting ready to take on new endeavors with the WNBA, and just the experience of college, like coming to an end. Like you're no longer really a kid or a teenager or whatever you want to call it. You're basically about to jump into adulthood when you make that leap. Um, I I will say, uh, death threats. I'm sure athletes go through that all the time, even though it's probably just trolls on social media and whatnot. But that's not to take it lightly, and it's never cool for people to just try to fuck with someone's mental by sending them death threats and whatnot. Even though on the other hand, I think you're in LSU, you're a part of an organization that's well known. You probably got security and whatnot when you go into the arena, so I can only imagine that if she's getting death threats, it's probably, like I said, just some troll behind the keyboard just wanting to fuck with somebody's livelihood. But I was with Angel Reese. I felt everything she was saying until she mentioned she's been sexualized, which in America, that's just what we do. We sexualize women and everything. But as you saw in the video, I don't know what that thing was. The second part of the video, I don't know if it was if that was a mold of her vagina or whatnot. But that was wild. Just to put that on camera, like I guess that's what happens when you get a wax. I don't know, but I can imagine what it looks like from that picture. Um, okay. I mean, she's Sports Illustrated, bro. She was on Sports Illustrated. Once
No, man, I
they
ain't trying to. Yeah, no, man, we sexualize people. No, go ahead,
Hey,
man.
once they I mean, yeah, that's part of the machine. Like Sports
I
Illustrated,
don't
they
see. Yeah, man, I don't see no guns in there. I don't see no guns. I don't see nobody, forcing her. She seemed pretty happy in these sexualized photos. I mean, yeah.
and that's why I was confused a little bit, G. I'm
You
like,
said that we sexualize people. I'm gonna see why we
I
sexualize.
said
See,
American in general. I didn't say
okay,
us per se. I
okay.
didn't say
I just
you
want to
know
keep these
what.
sexualized pictures up that somebody forced her to do. I want to keep them up, man.
True, true. Nobody forced to take those pictures, but you know how you get a little camaraderie as a woman athlete. Sports Illustrated go put you in a bikini and show you off to the world. Which I'm starting to wonder, like, should that be considered an accomplishment, or is that detrimental to the mental health of some of these women who do this, and then when they get comments or whatever, got men reacting to them, sending them jumping in them DMs and whatnot, like
Yeah,
they act surprised as if they don't deserve it. Mind you, us men,
yeah, man. I
we
know I
a lot
showed
of
my titties, and I know you didn't seen the shape of my vagina on my bikini, but that don't mean that I want you to say something to me.
true
Dang,
that.
what do you think type of woman I am? You seen them use my nipples? It's okay. Don't mean you should sexualize me. Fucking retards.
The stereotype. I get what you're saying. It's the stereotypical story. You put it out there for the world to see and expect nobody to react, or expect men to not approach you on that level and whatnot. Which a lot of us men, a lot of us weak-minded men you know, who don't understand, like you know uh social boundaries and whatnot. We just go
No,
we just
no,
go
no.
go at whatever.
What are you talking about, man?
Huh?
What
I'm
you
talking
talking
about these dudes on the internet that might jump in the DMs like, damn, like,
about? So you faulting men for being men?
no, I'm
Is
not
that what
faulting
you're
men
saying?
for being being. This is why I say I want to dissect it carefully. I don't want to villainize nobody, because it's like you say, it's a fine. Where is the fine line between this?
There is
Like,
no fine line. Just
that.
just women are sluts. Most of these women are she a slut.
Hmm.
I've said it before. You're a slut. If you keep showing off your titties and your ass, you're a slut. I don't care what nobody say. It's been sluts for thousands of years, but now all of a sudden, if a nigga see a titty, he want to say something. Now he the wrong person. No, she shouldn't be able to show her titties everywhere and don't act surprised when the repercussions come. You just want to be a slut and nobody treats you like a slut. That's the problem.
Right. So you're speaking to from a standpoint of like it's what you're advertising. It's not like what the
It's what
intent
you're
is. But
advertising. If I walked around and with the fire hose on my shoulder and I had a fire hat on, I would expect people to say he a firefighter. I wouldn't be like, I'm not putting out no fires today. What you think I am?
true that.
Walking
True
around
that.
with the titties out all day. You be like, I ain't no slut. Yeah, you are. You are a slut.
True that. They wearing a
Yeah,
uniform. You saying they're wearing a uniform?
You wearing a slut uniform and wearing it well.
I got you. And like I said, I get all the hyper emotion after the game, but I don't know why she chose this time to. I mean, I get it. She's strong. She is strong. I mean, she's probably going through some shit for winning, but at the same time, if we don't remember when she's winning, she's she's boisterous, like she's holding L's in other girls' faces.
Yep.
I remember when it was the winding seconds of the championship game last year, and I got this clip somewhere, but she's mocking Caitlin Clark doing the John Cena and called her a hoe at the free throw line. Like you saw it, like slow motion. I said I'd be reading the lips in the slow motion, and she called her a hoe and whatnot, and she was just it's like any old woman. Like when they're in the right atmosphere and whatnot, they all big and bad. But then, get their feelings hurt a little bit or take a L, and then it's like, oh, I'm a victim. Like, why is this happening to me? Like, what was me?
Exactly. You big and bad now. No, you now when somebody wants to say something back to you, now you a victim. You want to cry. No, you a thug out there. Stay thug. Stay a thug. Stay a thug. Stay thug.
Hey, she from Baltimore. She from Baltimore. She got some thug in her. She probably done been through some shit. I'm sure. I'm sure. And what'd you say?
So. I replace thug with just being ignorant. Don't make her thug because she's ignorant and she's slow and she's unbalanced.
The next thing I want to ask you is like how it's an interesting dynamic, right? Because you're already playing a highly competitive sport, which you can kind of deem like brings out a little bit of masculinity. But then it's interesting when like I said, given the atmosphere is a little bit more how I want to say it, when the atmosphere is a little bit more not confrontational. Damn, what's the word I'm trying to say? Help me out. You got a big word for me? When it's more like when there's more contention, there's maybe a little more. You're not in such a positive atmosphere. You cameras in your face. You just lost, and now you got to talk about it. I feel like this is just me. I think maybe she should have just kept it at basketball. I don't know why she chose that time to unpack all that. Like maybe she can go talk to somebody if that's what she's been feeling, but why did she choose this time to unpack all that at that given moment?
It's just typical what Negroes do. They're emotional beings. So I don't think she's been able to control her emotions in the heat of the game or when she's out and about or just being a regular person. She hasn't been able to control those. But it's funny that that she, of course, one moment wants to act thug and one moment that. I think that's just her nature. I think when people get two things I see when people become their self is when they become under pressure and when they are drinking. I think it's the same amount of effect that when you're under those two things, people see the real you. So she could put on the act that she's on, at a D1 school. She's at a PWI. She's under the lights and cameras on, and she's been told that you have to act a certain way. I mean, we have to when you're on that stage. But as you see, when feelings get up and anger comes in, she's up there taunting people. She's cursing. Her natural nature comes out of what she really is just what I think that's what she's doing now. So no matter what you can do, what they say, you can take the ghetto out the girl, but you can't take the you take the girl out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the girl. That's her.
I get what you're saying. And adversity is the word I was looking for. Like,
there you go, adversity. There you go.
Like, and you did tell the truth there. Like, it's like when you're drunk, when you're angry, and like I said, when you can't control your emotions, and when you're a little kid. Those are the three types of people that tell that not afraid to tell the absolute truth. Um, so I can see your point there. You made a good point. Like I said, I'm not trying to villainize her, but it does seem like it's there is like an aspect of race to all this shit. You know, when you see how Caitlin Clark is covered compared to maybe some like the LSU girls, or even like with Don Imus and what was that team back in the day, with the Rutgers girls.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem like there's a bit of, you know, a bit of a template from the media when it comes to covering, you know, certain individuals. But at the same time, I feel like she's been in the college basketball and that professional media training atmosphere to where she probably could have left some of that out, you know. I mean, like I said, death threats is not cool. Like if she getting death threats, that's lame as hell.
Death threats. Who did? The only person they know is that she said it.
True. I mean, I'm gonna take her word for it. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's not the only one.
I'm
I'm positive Caitlin Clark gets death threats, you know, from people who just don't want to see her succeed. But
is that one of your conspiracy theorist things?
It's not a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying, what's the likelihood Caitlin Clark doesn't have any haters out there?
I mean, everybody on Earth probably has a hater, but I don't believe, I can't just go out and just be like, just because a woman said it doesn't mean it's true, or somebody said it. I don't know. I ain't never seen no text message. I ain't hear no phone calls. Anybody can say anything. I can say I won $1 million yesterday. You believe me?
Yeah, but all your actions.
Believing what she just saying. I don't know if she had death threats. I mean, she could have a script. It's like how things are supposed to be. She has a script to say, "Oh yes, tell them you have death threats." Like, why?
Hey, I didn't think about it like that. It's just an angle from the NCAA just to draw in viewership and get people talking about them and whatnot. That's a good point, man. I did not think about that. See, that's why I got you on here.
Because women basketball as much as I'm gonna try to kill her.
Hey, there's some crazy people in the world. You never know. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. We don't know, you know, if it's true. If it was something like that, she could have been reported it to the authorities and whatnot, and it probably would have been a story beforehand. But like I said, I ain't trying to villainize her. I just thought it was an odd time to bring that up.
You said that. What does that mean when you say you're not trying to villainize? What does that mean?
Because I mean, this I'm speaking to the whole world on YouTube, right? I don't want to come off as if I'm a person that just doesn't give anybody the benefit of the doubt off rip. I'm really, like I said, especially with our black woman, I know we need to be a little more truthful, be a lot more truthful with them, and keep it funky, because us like just lying and accepting a bunch of shit is kind of why the world is the way it is today. But I don't know Angel Reese like that. I don't know Angel Reese like that to know. All I know is Angel Reese, a basketball player. All I know is what she shows on the post game conference or Sports Illustrated and whatnot. I just don't want to make it seem like, oh, she's just a person. She's just a person that likes to cry wolf and claim victim, like she's the only one type of person that does that. It's just a certain type of people do that. She's not the only one, but yeah, damn, I don't know where I was going with this.
Yeah, I'm not trying to figure out what you're talking about. You just making a whole bunch of excuses with trying not to call her a slut.
Hey, I'm trying to be a PC. I ain't say she want no slut. She might be. I mean, looking at those videos, I'm like, yo, she got very much, you know, hot girl summer Megan Thee Stallion behavior based off what I saw.
I think that what we need is if you say our women. I mean, I'm not going by that anymore. Of our women, I don't go by that nature anymore. But for the sake of the conversation, if you're saying that you want to be able to help your women, then you would tell them the truth. You would tell them what they're doing wrong instead of pandering to them. That's what I think. I mean, if you're doing something wrong, then tell them. And if I can talk to her right now, stop acting like you bad on the court. Stop doing that. Stop cursing. Be a lady. And stop acting like you got to be naked everywhere.
I agree with that. And I did just say that. I said we got to be a lot more truthful with them instead of, you know, just making them feel like everything they do is okay and adding to, you know, the betterment of the world. I did say that.
Yeah, you did. You did
But
kudos.
but in this case, I do think Angel Reese played a bit of the victim card because it was the exact opposite thing when she won the championship last year. We didn't hear about death threats or anything like that. I don't believe. I believe it was like, yo, I'm a bad. She didn't say this per just not per her words, but it's like basically, I'm a bad motherfucker, and we just got these niggas to fuck up out of here, and we go keep on hooping. You know what I'm saying? It was like a lot
Yep.
of confidence instead of, oh, I'm just vulnerable. Y'all don't know how vulnerable it is out here. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I do think she was a bit of a victim, playing a bit of a victim here, and it's just like, to me it was kind of cringe.
Uh,
Like be the same. If you confident, if you really confident like that, be that same confident person, even in losing. You know, you've lost nothing. You just won a championship last year. It's not like you went through your whole college career without accomplishing anything. You just happened to not win this year against your somewhat of a rival in women's college sports. So it just kind of lost me. It just kind of lost me. Her doing that, I thought she would have maybe showed appreciation to her teammates, and talked about her time at LSU and possibly moving on to the WNBA. It's a lot of positivity in front of her. So I don't know why she chose the time to do that. I feel like she should have. If that's what she's really going through, she needs to go talk to a professional. Maybe get the help she needs if it's affecting her like that. But
yeah,
not we trying to keep it sports. We here to hear about sports,
yeah,
not your not to say, mental health isn't important, but it's not the time to be a victim because far as we know you're this confident, strong, athletic woman. So why are you changing your persona now? So
yeah.
I'm just leave it at that. I just thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. Had to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because when I saw it, it kind of put a flag up in my head. I'm like, hold up, like where's the confidence? Where's this person who I thought I knew? Or
Yeah, you thug. You a thug. Come on, thug.
yeah, I mean thugs get emotional too, but like I said, high stakes game, and probably a lot going through her head as far as the future and things coming to an end, but it should have been more so about what she appreciated about that instead of, oh, I'm death threats and I'm being sexualized. I'm sure different from a lot of other, well-known women in entertainment and athletics, but everybody's not out here claiming to be a victim.
Yeah.
When you're on that stage, when you're at a certain level in life, when you're seen in the public eye, I feel like she's been like this she's been on the scene for like 3 years. She has to know what comes with it. Not to say she hasn't gone through anything, legit hasn't gone through anything, but it's like this is year 3. You should be, not to say you should be used to it, but you should know how to navigate it a little bit by now. And if you haven't, if you've been feeling like this for 3 years and it's just all coming out at the end, I suggest she go talk to somebody and get the help she needs.
Yeah.
Because that's what it seemed like. She was crying out for help. But on the court, on the court, and who like if somebody run up on her and one of these girls try to run up on her and box her, she don't need no help. She got it.
Yeah, just typical emotional black person. Yeah, man, they gonna do it.
She black.
She black.
Speaking of emotions, man, we go segue into the next topic. Shout out to Angel Reese, shout out to Caitlin Clark, shout out to all the women doing their thing in women's college basketball this year. This is like one of the years it's been most talked about in a while, as far as my point of view. So hopefully it leads into more positive things for the sport regarding women. But speaking of emotions, we gotta talk about LeBron James. I try to go. I said after we talked about LeBron last time, I said I'm gonna go months without talking about LeBron James, but I can't, because LeBron is another person. LeBron is another person who likes to play victim. He just loves to be a victim, And recently, he
You a
started a
victim.
podcast. Huh?
You a victim.
You a victim? Was it CSI?
Yes, I.
Was it
Yes,
CSI?
I.
LeBron has recently started a podcast, content creation. You know, he already had the shop, but now he's on YouTube and a podcast with JJ Redick. I don't know what it's called. I don't care. I don't want to hear that shit. Anything LeBron has to say. I don't think a player needs to be podcasting while they're actively playing in the NBA. You know, you got Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson with their show. Jeff Teague has been on podcasts a lot. You got Gilbert
I ain't
Arenas,
saying neither one of them.
who Matt Barnes and Steven
Neither
Jackson.
one of them.
Yeah, to be shout out to them and everything they're doing in their
I ain't
professional
shouting
career,
out to
but
nothing.
I
Now
am because
me, you saying
they were
shout
some
out.
those were my
Half,
type of.
yeah, half of
tho-
CSC, he's shouting it. The other half,
Hey, Keith, shout out from Keith Stupid. You
yeah,
know, because those are the type of players I like. The like kind of tough guys, did the dirty work, play defense. You know, even though they've been in some questionable situations where it's like, all right, once again, this the persona you keep up, but you acting like this in this situation. But um, I appreciate the athletes after their career being able to talk about the game. They can speak from their experiences and whatnot. Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Gil's Arena, all of them. Even though Rashad McCants needs to get off the fucking mic, I don't know, he be tripping, and he's one of my North Carolina Tar Heels, but he be tripping. Um, but I don't think an active player should be podcasting, and it goes to show you how focused are you. I get LeBron is Hollywood now. He's like I said, Warner Brothers Studios, all that. He got a lot
yeah.
going for him. He's a black billionaire, but how dedicated are you to winning a championship with your team and focus on basketball if you're in the middle of the week podcasting with JJ Redick? Where do you find time to do that?
He don't care no more. Why you think he got his rings? He done broke all the records. I mean, why would he care now? That's what I see. I don't think he cares no more.
And I get that perspective. If I was like J.R. Smith, I won my one ring, I would just fall off the face of the earth. I got millions of dollars. I got put up. I got my championship ring. Nobody can say I never won a championship. Fuck it. I wouldn't give a fuck either. I'm not, putting this wear and tear on my body for 20 years like Kobe or LeBron or anything like that. But like LeBron, I think LeBron in this recent episode of this podcast just took himself out of the GOAT debate. If he's still chasing that GOAT status, he just took himself out of the debate with this last episode of their podcast. And G, I know it's been running in the background, but go ahead and run the audio for it for the people at home. LeBron James just took himself out of the GOAT debate, in my opinion. Not that he was even close anyway.
Dang.
They never had to get on the mic and tell people, oh, this is why I had the hardest path. This is why I'm the GOAT. This is why I'm the greatest. They never had to promote themselves and put themselves in like such a dramatic realm like LeBron James. That's why I don't like he's a great basketball player. I'm not taking that away from him. He's an awesome basketball player. But I think he knows that he's not going to win this GOAT debate at the end of the day, because why are you having to promote yourself? First of all, it didn't show it in the rest of the video, but the minute I've never seen a team form together and have a whole concert about them teaming up and joining as if they're about to win. And he said it in an interview. You remember, this came out of LeBron's mouth. I don't know if he was just full of joyous emotions, thinking like, oh, I'm finally on the winning team with my best buddy D-Lo D-Wade and D-Lo Chris Bosh, and we could just have a jolly old time. But he came out his mouth and said, we're not going to win 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. He had the audacity to say 7 championships. He said that was the expectation when he went to Miami. This whole shit about we didn't have the complementary pieces. Motherfucker, if you got Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James all around the age of 26, between 26 and 28 in the prime of their careers, you're not going to have no motherfucking money to pay nobody else. And even if so, what do you wanted to go get Paul Pierce? That's what you needed as far as a complimentary player? You wanted to go get Kobe? Like, what else did you need? You want to go get Tim Duncan at the time? Kevin Garnett? Rondo? What more of a complimentary piece could you have needed? You had Udonis Haslam, who's your team enforcer, and he's been, he's like stapled in the Miami Heat culture. Udonis Haslam at the time, and that's back when he had that little side 15-foot jumper that was automatic when he could shoot a little bit and play defense. You had Udonis Haslam. Carlos Arroyo was on that team.
Yep.
You had Shane Battier, Duke player. He was a 3-and-D player. He could shoot threes and play defense. I don't remember who the fucking. They never had the center. Joel Anthony was the center, but you don't really need a center because you got Chris Bosh who could play on the outside and the inside as a big man. Like, what
No,
you even see it in JJ Redick's face when he said that. He kind of perked up like, okay, this is interesting. Never heard this perspective. Like, JJ should have called Cap on his ass. That's why JJ wearing his hat backwards, because he know LeBron Cap. Like, what the fuck? When that team formed together, and I argue with this about my brother all the time. He says, oh, Boston was the first to pull the big three and the super team and everything. And I told him, I argue with his ass to this day. It's the same circular argument between us. Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen were all in their 30s and to the point where they could no longer carry a team. They weren't on the new juice. They weren't on the Balco, so they didn't have longevity like LeBron James is having. Like, because they ain't taking the juice. So they were all coming towards the decline of their primes. They were all coming to the decline of their prime. So it wasn't the same. Together they were a formidable team, but they only won one championship with their old asses. And if it wasn't for I think they beat Kobe that year, but if LeBron weak ass wasn't so, gun ho about going to jump other teams, maybe he could have got them out of there. But he the reason why he went to Miami. A bunch of old fucks. Like, you supposed to be the next big thing, the chosen one, and you let all these old heads run you out of Cleveland. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. You put up 28 straight points. You put up. I watched you in year 3 put up 28 straight points in a quarter against the Detroit Pistons, who at the time were like the best defensive team we've ever seen. I watched you do that and send them home. Like, that's the type of shit you gotta go through. You never saw Jordan when he was getting his ass beat by the Celtics, when he's getting his ass whooped by the Pistons. You never saw him like, this is why I had the even in the documentary, he didn't say, oh, this is why I'm the GOAT because I had to go through this shit. Y'all see this shit? He just told it like it is. Like, he never had to promote himself as a GOAT because he left his game, he left it all on the floor. Never needed, some podcast at the time. I mean, nobody was podcasting, but he never needed all this extra shit to make it seem, to fluff him up, to give him more accolades, to make it seem like he the GOAT. Kobe legacy, like, he's not here to speak, but he ain't got to say shit about his career. We know what Kobe did. We saw it. He didn't need to talk. We saw it on the court. We saw him with Shaq, like, just dominant, and they didn't need a third person. They took, like, put Derek Fisher on any other team. What is he doing? Just a complimentary player. Put Devin George on another team. Just a complimentary player. They had old ass Gary Payton and Karl Malone after they were no longer able to carry teams.
Talk about the glove like that, man. The glove is
no different. Gary Payton is my guy. I'm saying, but when the one championship they won with the Lakers, they were over the hill. Like, Karl Malone was like 40-something years old when he won that championship with the Lakers. Like, Robert Horry, a complimentary player, always in the right place. Big shot Rob, always in the right place at the right time. 7 rings. Like, what the fuck? LeBron, you had Chris Bosh and D Wade, y'all 3 out of top 10 players at the time. What the fuck else? Well, how much more you think you go get for a championship team? And you went to the finals, y'all. Oh man, let me bring up the stats, bro. I gotta bring up the stats. I'm heated up. I like when I got a leg up on LeBron because this shit.
All I know is that man does not. He I think we're gonna go viral off of this channel because the hatred that he has for LeBron is boiling up inside him. No diddy, it's getting crazy.
Yo, I have, and it's because I at one time I loved LeBron before he did this whole shit to Miami. I love LeBron. I was like, yes, this is the next thing. The NBA is in good hands post Jordan. Like, yes, the chosen one. That's his thing. But
yeah,
it's more like the fraud, man. Like, that year that Miami went to the championship against Dallas, the opponents they faced in the playoffs, their win percentage was 56.9%.
Yeah,
which is just over half of the season games they won. like their overall record between the teams they played in the playoffs. 56.9%. They were running the East. You remember they always got Toronto with DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry in the first round,
Right.
spanked them. They got to the point where they were coming up against the Celtics in the conference finals, and the Celtics might have won a game or two, but then it's when LeBron dunking on Jason Terry and all these other motherfuckers like just making highlight reel after highlight reel, breaking Game 7 records and shit. And then who else was in the East at that time? You don't remember because the East wasn't competitive for nothing. This is like early 2010s when the West, the 8th seed, was winning 56 games, and the East were all like half the playoff teams had losing records. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, LeBron? Like, what more did you need? Just admit it. Dallas and Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Terry, and Sean Marion non-jump shot having ass came and balled you out the gym.
Don't dog Marion. He could dunk though.
Yeah, he could. Sean Marion was. And if I make fun of somebody, I'm just saying that was their weakness. He had a funny ass jump shot. He would make that shit, but he had a funny ass jump shot.
Looking. It was like
shot with two hands, like to shoot with two hands, like that shit was crazy. But like just admit it, like you let Crip Jason Terry just ball your ass out the gym, man. Y'all got ran off the court, and you fell short. It's not the complimentary players. We remember watching. Your ass shrank in the 4 quarters of them games. D Wade was trying to carry you. I know it's your first time in the final. No, it wasn't your first time in the finals because he made it to the finals before in 2007 with nobody, even though they got swept by the San Antonio Spurs because nobody was fucking with the Spurs at that time. But
no,
you took a team.
They had the Twin Towers, didn't it?
Yeah, David Robinson was gone by this time. They had gotten Tony Parker and this was Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili coming into the picture.
And Park and
Steven Jackson was on that team. They had Boris Diaw and Barbosa.
That team was crazy.
They were, but LeBron. My point is, LeBron took a worse team to the finals by himself. Like I said, went through ended the Detroit Pistons' little reign as on top of the Eastern Conference after their little championship.
Yeah.
But he took Mo Williams and nobody else. I remember they had Eglauskas and Anderson Varejao, the Brazilian dude. Like he took a bunch of nobodies to the finals. They got swept, but he took them to the finals. Like, and now you joining a team with a person who already won a championship, although he did it with Shaq before Shaq fell off a cliff. Dwayne Wade, and you got Chris Bosh, who's a 22-10 guy coming out of Toronto. Like, what more do you need, bro? Y'all are the core. The team is gonna go as y'all go. It's not about not having the right complementary players. Only difference between that team and the team next year is I think they already had Mario Chalmers, but they added like Mike Miller, who was a 3-point shooter.
White Mike.
Yeah, White Mike. That's the only different addition to that team. I don't remember nobody. I'm trying to remember. Y'all correct in the comments. Y'all correct me if I'm forgetting somebody who was a role player on that team. But I mentioned Udonis Haslem. I mentioned Shane Battier, Mario Chalmers, Joel Anthony, although he was a non-factor, but he was just the center, and Mike Miller. Who else did they need? Because I just remember. Oh yeah, Eddie House. They had Eddie House. I think he was on the 2011 squad. But I remember they were Golden State before Golden State was Golden State because Miami used to rain threes and just that arena used to go crazy and just before you know it, it'd be almost halftime and they up 20 points almost every game you watched. You did not think that they were gonna lose a game when that team formed because of the star power they had. Like that's like the equivalent of. Well, yeah, it's different now because motherfuckers don't ball. But that's like having KD, Bradley, Bill, and Booker now. Like, which even though they older, like I said, but these motherfuckers were in their mid to late 20s, coming together into their at the peak of their primes to come play together and compete for championships. And LeBron, like I said, it wasn't much of a difference between the 2011 team and 2012, 2013 teams that went back-to-back championships outside of maybe like 2 players who were just complimentary players. So like I said, LeBron, what's this? Y'all didn't have the complimentary players for the year y'all lost to the Dallas Mavericks. He's trying to overshadow the fact. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you speak, G. And let me get this
good,
off.
bro. You got it this day. You got it, bro.
You're trying to make us. LeBron is pulling the blinds over our eyes, trying to at least. Not me, because I know my history, and trying to ignore the fact that he came up so short in those finals. It wasn't even funny. And it's not the first time he's done it, but it's just LeBron revisiting history and just making no goddamn sense. Just talking to talk.
Doing him, bro.
Talking to talk. Like it's bad when we know LeBron has been playing since that first Miami team. He's been playing with at least one or two All-Stars every year since then. It's bad when he has to make it. He's accomplished so much, but it's bad when he has to say, "Oh, this is why we didn't win that year." Like, no, they outplayed you. You fell short. Same thing with the second time y'all played San Antonio when Kawhi was coming into stardom and whatnot. He affected your game to the point where San Antonio was able to beat y'all that second time. And damn sure if Ray Allen didn't hit that shot, if Kyrie didn't hit that shot in the finals, if the world didn't shut down and give you a 7-month break and NBA just said, "Oh, we just gonna start the playoffs as is," when nobody wanted to be in that bubble with no crowd and whatnot, we would not be having this conversation. LeBron has been very lucky to have won as many championships as he's won. Not to take away from his contributions, but in clutch moments, when it matters the most, LeBron is not the person that usually pulls through.
Nope.
Never.
Not at all.
Never.
Not at all.
Argue with me about it. Oh, well, he got more points than Jordan. Okay. Jordan never lost when it mattered the most. When it mattered the most.
When he in the finals, bro, what's his record?
6-0 in the finals.
He ain't, when he get there, he there.
Yeah, and yes, Michael Jordan was getting his ass whooped the first decade of his career too, but he never made it to the finals in any of those years. Once he made it to the finals, he didn't lose. 6-0. LeBron been 10 times. Good for him. 4-6.
That sucks.
Kobe been to the finals 6 times. 5-1. I don't want to hear that shit.
The GOAT. I've been saying this a while. LeBron is not the GOAT. I've been saying this.
He's not.
Over and over and over again. I'm glad somebody other than me is saying it, man.
And on that note, LeBron is behind Kobe too. LeBron is third at best in my book. LeBron is third at best. I'm not putting him over Kobe. It's funny, like the Disney people over at ESPN and Fox, they talk like Kobe never was in the GOAT debate. But who was after Jordan, who was the person that we were saying his game is just like this motherfucker? He emulated his whole game after Jordan, and it shows. Because they don't have to talk about how great they were or how hard it was for them to do shit. They let their game speak for them and left it all on the court and left it up for us to interpret. But LeBron, this media trips he be on, he has to make all these narratives, start all these narratives like, oh, we didn't have the complementary pieces. Yeah, you sound intelligent, LeBron. I know you have a brilliant basketball mind, but this was a bunch of bullshit coming out your mouth. This is a bunch of bullshit coming out your mouth, and you can't tell me otherwise. Nobody can come, and if anybody is out there watching, want to come on, I'm sure G has the link. Can they join us yet, G?
Yep, I already have it in the chat, man.
Always if anybody has an opposition to anything I just said, or maybe a perspective I'm just missing as far as when it comes to this Miami team not having enough to win a championship, please come on right now. Come on right now. It's an open space. It's a safe space. I can calm down and listen to what you're saying. I know I'm animated right now, but I will calm down and listen to what you're saying, and we can have a rhetoric. But tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, G, about anything I've said about this.
You ain't nothing wrong.
Bro,
100%.
Let me go through some more stats while we're waiting. This is comparing all of Jordan's championship wins and comparing all of LeBron's championship wins. So, and this is like I said, I mentioned the win percentage of all their playoff opponents that year they won the championship. The 97 Bulls is number 1 spot. And their opponents that year, 65.4% win percentage, right? That's the year they played the Utah Jazz, and we know that Utah Jazz team was tough as a bitch. That was like the greatest series, both of them. The greatest
Facts.
series we saw Jordan play. He beat them in 7, and he beat them in 6. But no, I don't think so. I don't think Jordan ever had to go to a game 7 to win the finals. No, he didn't. That's another thing. LeBron has had a couple of game 7s in finals, but Jordan never had. It never got to a game 7 with Jordan. Another reason why LeBron's not the GOAT. The 93 Bulls, they played the Phoenix Suns. That's second on the list. 63.8% win percentage. The 98 Bulls, once again, it's the Jazz. 61.7% win percentage. The 96 Bulls, that's when they played the Supersonics. 60.5% win percentage. It's not till the 5th spot out of the 10 championships between them that we get to a LeBron finals win. And that was the year they played the 73-09 Warriors, which was at 60, which put their opponents to 60.2% win percentage for all playoff opponents. And if it not for the Warriors, that shit would have been down in the 50s. I'm not gonna go on. Like LeBron, this is not even LeBron hate. This is like legit. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? This y'all mans. Y'all out here. This y'all mans. Y'all bronsexuals. The B's of the LGBTQ, the bronsexuals.
Bronsexuals crazy.
Yeah, bronsexuals. It's a thing. It's a thing all over Twitter. Like, what y'all got to say? Y'all gonna agree with him? Did he not? I want somebody to come up here and tell me why LeBron did not have enough to win that first year in Miami against the Dallas Mavericks. Went through the East, cut through the East like butter, like a hot knife through butter. Like, it was no competition. Until you got to the Celtics, who may have won 2 games against them.
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't know, man. Maybe we ain't got that much clout yet, but we got to start having people on here to discuss these hard topics, man. Because this ain't gonna be the first time, and this ain't gonna be the last time that we gonna talk about this LeBron.
I'm gonna get my twin brother on here one day. One day when he not out there doing whatever. Like he. If I can't get him to argue with me about anything else, if I say one thing about LeBron James, he will be done. He will be at my neck. So
yeah, rap. He be like, bro, don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even gonna be, bro, don't do that. That's like the only thing we fight about now is basketball talk. It's basketball conversation. You know, we used to fight all the time, like little petty shit. You know, but that's the only thing he argued with me about now is basketball. That's the one thing. If I have to light a fire in my brother, I just talk about basketball and give my contrarian takes on shit he likes. So
exactly. If you come up on the link, bro, we letting people to start off. You ain't got to be on camera. You can cut the camera off if you got something to say. Go ahead and say what you got to say. You ain't got to cut the camera on. It's up to you, bro. Come on through.
Yeah, you don't even know.
To say. Hey, we building a community over here, but we just don't want to have one mindset on this, man. We want to be able to hear y'all thoughts. So hey, hit the link, bro. Hit the link.
Even though 9 times out of 10 I'm right about what I'm talking about when it comes to sports, we are open to other perspectives, and we like this is like a barbershop. If you got some shit to talk, come get your shit off your chest, man. Like, don't let me sit up here and just have this stage to myself and talk about y'all boy Bron like that, even though he's not the GOAT, y'all. He's not. All the records are cool, but at some point winning has to matter. At some point, winning has to matter. Like, this is the first time it's like, oh, longevity matters. Like, Vince Carter played in the league 20 years too. Kobe played in the league 20 years too. But that's not why Vince Carter didn't win a championship. Like, that's my boy, but he didn't win a championship. But that's kind of why winning is why we remember Michael Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, Magic Johnson. It wasn't about how much stats they put up. When it counted the most, how much did they win? And LeBron, you just kind of lagging right now, and it's looking like you're not gonna catch it. You know, you're not gonna catch up. So, but this, you came out your mouth, bro, and said y'all go win 5, 6 championships. Like that's the goal, not to win 1 or 2, but to win. Do it. And then you abandoned them niggas just because y'all lost to San Antonio, and then saw Kyrie balling in Cleveland, and then made the narrative like, oh, I just want to go back and win a championship for Cleveland. Nah, you wanted to go ball with Kyrie because you saw Kyrie balling out his mind, and you knew Dwayne Wade was getting old and Chris Bosh, and you abandoned them niggas, even though y'all still had a squad. Like, that Miami squad played together 4 years, and they probably could have. Once again, LeBron never wants to stay anywhere and build and rebuild or play with young players. It has to be given to him on a platter.
Oh, facts. He keeps on moving around just like a baby mama trying to find a new boyfriend.
Michael Jordan never had control about who was on his team. Like, it's documented. Like his disputes with Jerry Krause over staffing. Kobe
what he'll
never
do,
did
he just
either.
go in the locker room. He'll come to practice, and be like, "Listen, bro, either y'all gonna play or y'all not gonna play. I don't play them type of games, bro. Y'all gonna get out here. Y'all gonna give y'all all out here." He used to talk crap at them practices, bro. He used to
Exactly.
the thing with Jordan. He was a true leader, man. He led by example, and he said what he meant. He
Kobe
said what he
too.
meant. That's what I liked about him, man. He ain't play no games with y'all. He said, "Bro, I'm gonna put up 30. I'm putting up 30."
Yeah.
Oh, you
Jordan
gonna play
came.
defense? Yo, sit down, bro. If you're not gonna play defense while we out here playing, bro, you gotta go sit down, bro.
Kobe
We
was
all soldiers.
Kobe was like that too, and I love that about
Yep.
Kobe. He used to be in practice calling his teammates bitch ass niggas and all that, just because they
Yeah,
didn't want to
bro.
come. Just because if they didn't want to come play defense on him, he was like, "Well, y'all some bitch ass niggas. Like y'all ain't trying to give me no comp. Like, fuck out of
Nah.
here." Like,
You gotta be built that way, man. Sometimes that stuff ain't built that way inside people, man.
and sometimes
It's not built that way.
I think with Michael Jordan, it was effective for Michael Jordan and Kobe because, like I said, back in the early 2000s and the 90s, it was different times we lived in. World wasn't so sensitive. Men were more masculine, but I think it built character in their teams, and it showed when it came to the playoffs and the championships, because it was like, okay, our leader, we go up. He's contentious with us in practice. So if we can compete against him in practice, and he's the best, these other teams we play, we should be able to outplay them easily if we can play against him in practice every day. We get a chance to play with this great basketball player every day in practice to get better, to make ourselves better. If we can compete against him, everybody else is kind of, what else is there? What else do you need to show?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. LeBron ain't like that. He like, oh, y'all niggas just got drafted. Well, y'all ain't playing here. Y'all can't play here. But go get my son Bronny. And I got to play with him, even though he's not ready for the NBA. But I just made him declare for the NBA draft, and I'm gonna make my team pick him and take a spot from somebody who's more deserving. It's coming, bro. We gonna talk about it next episode. Me and Black Sheep G will come on. Probably, I'm not gonna say a day, but we're gonna try to come on during the week in the evening and give y'all an extra show this week and going forward. So, because there's always a lot to talk about in sports.
We building something crazy over here, so we're gonna start. We gotta start, showing that we somebody. Man. We gotta put in that work ethic, man. So we're gonna start putting that work ethic in for y'all, man. Real talk.
Real talk. Can't stop, won't stop. No Diddy, but
no Diddy.
Yeah. Yeah, LeBron, it's a clip of him. He be at them Diddy parties. He said, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." What you mean by that, LeBron? What you mean by ain't no party like a Diddy party, LeBron? But he faithful though, G. You just know he faithful. Why can't he be a faithful black man raising his family at Diddy? He had Diddy party. I just thought of that right then and there.
You got me, bro. I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing. When you got me. You right. You right. I can't say nothing. You right. I was on your side, Bron. With the family side, I'm on your side. I try to be on your side. I like to see black families, but you see, I've been quiet on something. I can't say nothing because he right. I ain't gonna just shut up. When he right.
This won't AI, this or nothing. LeBron said, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." And on that note, we'll get out of here. LeBron, you're not the GOAT, but you're a great player. You up there on the Mount Rushmore. You'll be top 5, when it's all said and done.
Yep.
And after you get eliminated from the playoffs this year, just wait for your son to come to the league. But that's a wrap for this week, folks. Like I said, tune in. Watch out. We won't make an announcement, but just stay tuned throughout the evening this week, and we will pop up on another.
Oh, he froze on me.
Who?
Oh man, he froze on me, y'all. But as I said, we might be finding a day for us to go ahead and jump on live. We're gonna see y'all in the next one. We got a lot of hot topics coming up. I appreciate y'all.
And now he just froze on me.
Oh.
Hey, you two fucking with us because your ass just glitched off too. I could still see myself and hear myself talking. I don't know what you could
Why
hear.
y'all messing with us, man?
Why y'all messing with? They hating, bro. Because I'm on LeBron ass and I'm
hating.
exposing the truth. Because I'm on they boy LeBron ass and I'm exposing the truth. YouTube is in on the lie. YouTube
they biased, man. Y'all can't do it like that.
Hey, all I mentioned is LeBron be at Diddy parties. Like, oh no, he connected the dots.
Can't do that.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see y'all during the week, people. This is another episode of Contrarian Sports Channel. Till next time.